Hi, and welcome to episode 39 of the Lowdown podcast. Today, we look back at the Friday of Download 2025 and talk to a Download newbie who joined us on the Friday for Green Day, Weezer, and Jimmy Eat World and more. We're going to hand back over to our past selves right now because we did a bit of an intro video that we totally ballsed up, but back to us at Download Festival on the Friday.
This is the Lowdown Podcast. This is the Lowdown Podcast.
Me and Johnny are here on location this week.
Oh man, finally, we made it.
Yeah, it's Friday morning. We had a belting night last night, didn't we?
Oh, a bit too good really.
Yeah, we
Just
did.
a hell of a day, wasn't it?
Yeah. Dad's getting a phone call.
Dave's getting a phone call.
So we're on Park Farm, aren't we?
We are
Yeah.
surrounded by our friends and our family. Got Drew and Kat with us as well. We're all looking a bit rough. Yeah, we had a great day yesterday, mate, didn't we?
Didn't we?
Fucking hell.
Did the live pod.
Yeah.
Went really well. Thanks
Went
very much
very
everyone
well.
that came to see us. Really appreciate it. It was a really good turnout and had an absolute blast.
Yeah, it was really mental, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just stood there looking out going, bloody hell. Everyone's getting phone
Everyone's
calls
getting
now. Agents, booking us.
Yeah, so we went into the District X later on.
Yeah, it was heaving, wasn't it?
Fucking rammed.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe how busy it was.
yeah.
That's the busiest I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it was mad.
The Venga Boys, we didn't get anywhere near. So that was...
We got to the outskirts of the tent and just thought, there's
Sad,
no way we're
yeah.
getting in here. So then we had a walk around to the den.
The Den, yeah, we watched. That's the Memories.
Memories. Emo, whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
But they were fucking brilliant.
That was
Whatever they're
great.
called, they were really
Yeah,
good.
really good laughter.
Just
My
party
Chemical
band.
Romance and Panic at the Disco and everything, so that was really cool.
Yeah.
We've got a few more friends arriving today, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've got Liam and Rob and
Macca and
Maka, Bainsy, Vaka
Bainsy,
and Fraz. It's
big squad today.
a really big squad, so it's Green Day tonight. Really excited.
And the sun is shining. It's supposed to be 24 degrees today. I have to get me back to 50.
Yeah,
aren't
no,
I?
I'm going to have to as well.
So yeah, we'll do a bit of a roundup, a bit more in detail about the live show and stuff, won't we?
Yeah,
And,
we'll try and master it and put it up, see if it's...
See how we get on, and then we'll do a bit of a roundup of the weekend eventually, won't we? When we've digested it after a few months, probably.
Yeah, so is this going to be our Friday episode? Or we just...
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, this will be our Friday
Yeah, we
review.
might do a Thursday special. What What's he doing in there?
That's why I was falling over, because tripped over the mat.
Yeah.
Dad kept falling over last night.
Yeah. Dave keeps falling. I don't know why I keep falling over.
Yeah, I've got a fair
I've got
old
an
idea.
We can thank Drew for the rum for that. We had a great time round camp yesterday as well, mate. Didn't
Yeah,
we?
we did.
Just so
That's the
lovely.
best camp time I think we've had.
Yeah. Big quiz, everyone. Positive vibes all over.
Yeah, really good.
It was amazing. So yeah.
Yeah, thanks a
Bit of
lot.
an intro and
I'm going
yeah,
to
we'll
do
do a
rock
bit-
fit shortly. We're going to put our gold pants on.
Oh fucking hell. Like wearing tinfoil.
Yeah, we're going to end up with some...
Oh dear. Just had a shower as well. Nice
Yeah.
one.
All right, cheers. See you later.
This is the Lowdown Podcast.
Good evening, lads.
Good evening.
All right, so you'll see that we've got a newbie today, in all senses of the word. Daniel Baines, our good mate Bainsy, is making his podcast debut. Welcome aboard.
Welcome,
thanks for having
mate.
me. Yeah.
Welcome.
So, before we talk to Baines, me and Johnny just got back to the beginning.
Beginning.
So we are going to do a bit of a special on that next week. We're very honoured that our friend Stu, better known to many as SMTV, is coming to have a bit of a chat with us about his experience on the day, and we'll talk about our experience. And it'll be good to have a catch up with him. Really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
He featured us for a brief little time on his vlog this week as he zoomed in on me and Johnny, pissed up, having a great time.
We're like having a blast.
Oh yeah.
from afar.
I think we carried on just like jumping up and down for about 20 seconds after he'd probably finished and gone for a piss.
Look like lunatics in the crowd.
Yeah. But yeah, it
Yeah,
was
looking forward to that, mate.
excellent,
It
and
was.
yeah, there's a lot to talk about really.
There's a lot to
But
unpack.
we didn't want to do it this week because I've still not really got my head around it. So instead, we are going to focus on the Friday of Download Festival.
Yes, which feels like about a year ago, if I'm honest.
It does. We've had a lot going on since then with Maiden and Back to the Beginning. So, but first of all, introduce you to my good friend Bainsy. Been very, very dear friend of mine for about 25 years now, Baines, haven't you?
Yeah, that makes us feel old.
I know.
Because we are, mate, that's why.
Yeah, no.
And I think it's probably almost about the same time that I've been trying to get you to go to Download Festival.
It's been a solid 10 years easy on it.
Yeah.
Easy.
I'm surprised it's taken this long, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you had tickets for 2017, didn't you, for Johnny's Stag Do?
Yeah, I can't
Oh,
remember why
yeah.
I sold them in the end, but
Yeah.
like this year just perfectly lined up, didn't it?
Yeah,
Because he's a fanny.
that's right.
You just, you bottled it, didn't you?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you sold his ticket to Daz. Did Daz buy his ticket? No, Daz.
No, that's got.
Chez's, wasn't it?
I can't remember. Passing around like.
Yeah.
I can't remember what he did with yours.
You did sell. You sold
I
it. to someone.
resold it to someone. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he must have done.
Yeah, that was the Aerosmith year as well. I think
Was it?
you'd have really enjoyed that one.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a good excuse somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll troll back through the text and see
Yeah.
what shit excuse you give.
Yeah. I'm holding the mic tonight, like
You do.
football commentator
You do, mate.
Chris Kamara.
So we've just had a listen to the intro.
Yeah.
Didn't realise how rough we sounded, which was quite
It's
funny.
like- It's how slow we sounded.
It's like, just can't be asked. Just knackered.
Yeah. Yeah. As if we then got up and headed into the village. But yeah, we were
Yeah.
a lot rougher than I thought we sounded
Yeah.
at the time. But I think your head just doesn't work as quickly.
We'll have
as-
been knackered as well, to be fair, because we've been up for 24 hours from travelling and then doing the live pod
Yeah.
and then staying up all night. and
Well, that's it.
getting
Yeah,
pissed.
we got up at 3:30, and then we were up till 2:30.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got 23 hours of driving, doing the pod, drinking,
Boozing, catching up,
jumping around
singing.
and singing.
So, yeah.
Do you have to get up at 3 to get there? Is that
We don't
literally how
have-
busy it is, or do you just want to get there early? And
Well, we had two things this year. I mean, we usually set off around 5, because it does start filling up, doesn't it? I mean, it was Rosie said it was already filling up for her on the Thursday,
Right.
so.
so it's like trying to get the best camping spot. To
Yeah,
get, right,
yeah.
I get you, like
And then
to-
we also thought, if traffic goes a bit bad, we've got to be there in good time to set up for the live pod,
Yeah.
Yeah.
check in with,
Oh, yeah,
artist
of course,
liaisons
that
and
was on
stuff.
the day you travelled down. Yeah.
Yeah, so we didn't want to kind of push it to the wire for that.
No. So, yeah. It's
And we didn't have ages, did we? Like, we had plenty of time, but
Oh, yeah.
we weren't like sat twiddling our thumbs, were we?
No. We were pacing up and down.
Pacing up and down,
That's
yeah.
what we were doing.
Yeah, I got that many steps in
Yeah.
that day. I think I'd done about 30,000 steps by the time we got back to our tent.
Just from stressing.
How long did you get in the area and in the artist area beforehand?
It was, what time did we go there? About 11:30?
Yeah.
Just to drop our like stuff off, but there was no one in there then because there was just a Zumba class on.
All right.
So it wasn't like there was like artists backstage. There was that guy pissing and moaning about something.
Yeah. there's
One
some
of
guy
the from a band,
the band who's
management.
kicking off.
And then we were in there for a fair bit. Then we went back to the camp. And then we came back and had a crack with the Festpod lads, didn't we? And then
And
we
it's
met.
all a bit of a blur. From
It was
there.
just a blur, really. Yeah, you're running on, and it was the same at Back to the Beginning. But you run on like this weird adrenaline and a bit of beer fuel in there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a hazy day, and it was dead sunny, and
Yeah.
yeah, it was absolute cloud nine. But yeah, on to Friday. Yeah, we got up, got our gold shorts on,
We did.
forfeit because we drew.
They were
our
so
penalty
funny,
shoot.
man, because what people don't know behind the scenes is they were like basketball shorts. Or
Oh, they were
something,
massive, yeah.
And they went down nearly down your ankles. Well, they did for me. So Mike rolled them up and super glued them Yeah, to make them short rather than using either stitching or anything like that. So I managed to super glue the insides, which were still sticking to my leg hairs.
Yeah, they were ripping
when I
out my
put
leg
them
hairs
on.
off.
And then you somehow super glued the pockets together.
Yeah.
So you couldn't put anything in your pockets.
Well, that's
either.
why we didn't wear them for the arena, because you
Yeah,
had no
it'd been a
pockets.
nightmare.
Nice.
I couldn't clip like my phone or my wallet to them because they were
Yeah.
just pulling them down every fucking 2
Yeah.
minutes. So yeah,
Put them on, but the heat. My bollocks were absolutely roast. I can't even. We said like jokingly, it'll be like wrapping your knob in tinfoil. It literally
really-
was.
it was.
absolutely red hot.
it was like being slow roasted, wasn't it?
slow cooked bollocks.
Why did you sell them on? Was it forfeit from what?
We did like a penalty shootout game where we predicted who we thought the logo acts would be, but we said the loser will have to do a forfeit.
Oh, okay.
So our mate Josh that we saw on Saturday, back to the beginning, he said, "Why don't you do wear speedos?" Because it was one of the stories from Sonosphere that a guy was going around in speedos with one bollock out. So we kind of went with a compromise of hot pants, and then I just found these gold hot pants on Temu, and I just keep getting recommendation emails every time they discount these hot pants. It's like, you might be interested in these hot pants. I just think I'm like mad on hot pants.
I quite enjoyed myself.
But yeah. So we walked in, didn't we, and went straight to. Well, did Kate go for the merch queue then?
Yeah, I think
She went to
was
the-
kind of doing their own thing.
Yeah, and we went straight to the doghouse to see Hannah leading one of the fucking bravest lot of people in my life. I cannot believe how hot it was in there.
I didn't know whether it would be a mixture of people who were really dedicated fitness enthusiasts who were like, I need to do my fitness workout in the mornings, or whether it was just people just having a look see. People were going for it.
People were going
They were
mad.
literally turned up in the full gym gear, bottles of water with their bags, all had the mats out, all their own space.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And they were sweating like.
Oh, absolutely pouring, some of them. Like,
So we walked
really-
in our hot pants, so ill prepared, the
Yeah.
bottle of water. But it was great, man. They were going.
But people
for
were
it.
going, like, the guy in front of us was shredded, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like, dripping with sweat. Like, just guys and girls in, like, the best shape of their lives.
Yeah.
So me and Johnny kept going. It's absolutely roasting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, in there, and I messaged Hannah about it. I said, that is the hottest I think I've ever been in my life. We could not, we were at 6s and 7s. I could not follow at all.
I thought it'd be quite good coordinated,
I
like being
thought-
a drummer and stuff. And as soon as you try to copy what they're doing on stage, I'm like, all right, fucking
we tried to like find a space without getting chinned on the way past, didn't we? Because
yeah.
everyone's like, proper doing it.
And I think it's sort of like once they've done a few of the routines, they seem to repeat them, and then you kind
You
of
get
know what's
used to
coming
it.
up. So, but when you try to copy someone within a millisecond, it's really difficult
Yeah.
to like coordinate. But it was good fun, man. It was intense.
It was.
What a workout! Jesus
I was
Christ!
absolutely pouring with
Yeah.
sweat at the end, and we
So
only
good.
managed about 20 minutes, didn't we?
They did like this mega squat ass burner or something.
Oh,
they
yeah,
called
she
it.
did call it something.
Or something daft. Not joking. The next day, I was like, God, I'm making like fuck. I thought it was from the walking around the arena. No, it was
Yeah.
definitely from Rockfit. So,
Yeah.
well in, Hannah, because you've got something absolutely brilliant there and very, very.
So have you seen Rockfit?
I don't know. I've maybe seen a clip.
Yeah, so the just for people who haven't listened and for the benefit of Baines, they are a national now, up and down the country into Scotland, fitness organisation company that run fitness classes to heavy metal music and rock.
Yeah.
So you're doing all your aerobics classes and things like that, but to better music, really.
Yeah. So what is it like a step class or
A bit of all that. So yeah, Johnny's just showing
showing
me.
Oh, okay.
Bainesy a video of Mike in his hot pants doing the full routine, which we can put on over
Reminds me
this
of
video.
Electric Callboy.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
it is like that. But it's such good fun, and it's in such nice spirits.
We spoke to Hannah haven't we, on the pod and
Yeah.
and a bit of messaging and stuff. It is literally the perfect way to keep fit because the songs are amazing. So
Yeah.
you know, like when you go
Yeah.
to a gym class here
It's
or
always
wherever,
rubbish,
it's
innit?
just a bit like
Yeah, and this is still loud. It gets your adrenaline going and
Yeah.
that. And we spoke to people that said that they started after Hannah came on for an interview, and in the
Yeah.
best shape they've been in 20 years and all
Yeah.
that. And I think what Hannah's doing is amazing. She's been up for all sorts of awards this last
Yeah.
few months, and yeah, well deserved.
So we had a blast in there. Unfortunately, we didn't last the whole session because I think I'd have fucking passed out if I'd have carried on. But we did a good fair few songs, didn't we, mate? A good
Yeah.
few workouts. And then we rewarded ourselves
With
with
a
a
nice-
nice cold pint.
Yeah.
In true fashion.
In true fashion, yeah, we went out and Dad, Darren, Drew, and Kat were sat outside the Head of the Dog on the benches, but
Yeah.
we saw a spot, didn't we?
Yeah.
Up on they had like so it was like a temporary bar, like
Okay.
a two. It's just gonna be Johnny getting
Me
his.
showing you pictures. It's like, yeah.
So it's like a temporary, like a proper pub.
Right.
So yeah, there was
like a-
balcony, so you could
Class.
we sat out, got a nice cold pint, and
That was one of my favourite memories.
I think that's one of my favourite memories of Download ever. Just
Yeah.
sitting,
Yeah, just-
watching the world go by,
Yeah.
watching all the different vessels.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
so many people dressed as vessels in proper like black paint all
Yeah, yeah.
in the red
the
hot
heat.
heat. Just
It's
just
like
chilling.
the prime people watching spot who are sat there and you can just see right up and down the village.
Yeah.
Everyone having a great time.
They're like a huge like tarmac village, and people just breezing in and out,
Yeah.
going to the co-op, going back to camp, heading out for the day.
So this was in the main camp area then, not the RI.
No, this
this
is
is
the main
in
camping,
main.
so it's
Yeah.
like the centre point of the main campsite.
Right.
So yeah, that's Baines's next challenge. Join us for a weekend. So, Bainesy, you've been a rock fan for a long time. We've been to a lot of gigs together in the past, haven't we? Why did it take you so long?
I don't know. I should have listened to you sooner because I think every band I listen to, you've recommended.
It's been the story about for all of us that.
yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, but I think it's sort of aligned for us this year.
Yeah,
Obviously, last year would have been great on the Sunday as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, worked out well this year.
yeah. I think the Friday was a good one, particularly for you,
Yeah.
and the fact that Vax and Fraz could come as well.
Yeah, exactly. When there's a few
Yeah.
more of you.
So, what did you do the morning of?
Yeah, so I guess we set off quite early, and I think you'd created like a Download Friday playlist. So we literally went through like the is it a Clash Finder,
All right, yeah.
and went like every band that was on for the day that we were gonna watch. But we arrived at the hotel. It was so daft really because the hotel had a bus running from it, and we arrived and as the bus turned up.
All right.
So then we had to go and once we'd got into Derby, we had like go and get a taxi into Derby.
Oh, did
wait
you?
for the buses. If we'd have got there like 10 minutes earlier, we'd have been picked up.
All right, so that hotel ran its own shuttle bus.
Yeah, it picks up from like 2 or 3 hotels.
Oh,
right,
that'd
cool.
have been class.
Yeah.
Which hotel was that?
We were in the Leonardo. I can't remember which one it picks up from. But
That's really
pretty
cool.
handy, that.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
great.
Yeah, I've done arena only before and stayed in Nottingham, but so you went and got the shuttle bus from
yeah,
Derby.
from the centre. And that was pretty good to be fair because like, well, as soon as we arrived at the hotel, we were like, everyone was coming out for the bus and we were like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, getting a
Yeah,
bit excited.
get
And then
in.
got in town centre and we were like, oh, we'll nip for a pint. And we just assumed that the bus was going to turn up, but you had to like go a dead convoluted way to get to it. It was like
right,
an
okay.
enormous queue. So,
All right.
but yeah, it's quite good like atmosphere getting there and stuff. And yeah,
Yeah.
It's quite fun on those buses, isn't it? When
Yeah,
everyone's kind of buzzing, and even on the
Yeah.
way home, especially as well. We'll get to
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah.
on the way home, usually it's an absolute riot
Yeah.
as well. People
Yeah.
singing and
Yeah, when the sing songs are still going and everyone's dead merry. But yeah, the pre-excitement, and we said on the Maiden episode, it's you start feeling part of a community, don't you, when you
Yeah.
get to that sort of
you
thing.
do.
How do you think that compared then to a feel of? I mean, you've done Kendall Calling a few times, haven't you?
that's all I've done in comparison.
Is it?
But
Yeah.
I think, yeah. I don't know. It was just dead chilled. It was dead friendly. Everyone was
Yeah.
like having a crack with everyone, and
Yeah.
everyone's beers in the queue and stuff. It was quite a nice environment. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Makes you feel. We always say it's safe, and you don't have to have your guard
Yeah.
up at all, do you?
No.
For situations like that.
We actually started talking to the guy in the queue because we were smuggling some rum in breast milk bags, and we were trying to figure out the best position. And this guy in front of us was also doing the same. So yeah, I think he was a bit of like a veteran. So he was like trying on. So he ended up like stood in the queue, finding the best position, and settled on the crotch area.
On the crotch.
I just stood in the queue rummaging around in your boxes.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
So what do you do when you get there as a day ticket? You don't get a wristband, do you? Like
No.
Well,
Yeah.
well, arena only weren't meant to, but they changed their mind last minute on that, didn't they?
Yeah, I think
And
so.
and yet, but so day tickets, once you're in, aren't you? You just scan your ticket.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that was a bit of a surprise because like there is a trek in it from where they drop you off.
Yeah,
So because we'd missed that bus from the hotel,
Yeah.
we were really wanting to get there to see On People.
Yeah.
And we just thought it like we only just got there and caught a bit of Dirty Honey,
yeah,
Ah, right.
and we were like, it was roasting, wasn't it?
yeah.
yeah.
Those Hawaiian shirts came in big time. Because it was so like light, we
Yeah.
were just like, right.
Yeah, it was
straight in.
perfect. 'Cause, yeah, so Friday is our Hawaiian shirt party day.
Yeah.
And it's quite funny this year because there's about 25 of us.
In amongst loads of horror themed, so there's just
Yeah,
horror
it was,
themes
yeah.
everywhere, and there's 25 of us.
And
in Hawaiian
when we were
shirts.
walking to the arena, there was another group of lads all in Hawaiian
Was
shirts. So it's quite good. But yeah, you're right. It was very, very hot, wasn't it? That
Yeah.
day. I had like a band shirt on and then my Hawaiian shirt over the top.
Yeah,
Glad I took that off in the end. It was just perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Your dad's commitment to it, like I think it was like 25 or something on it, and he had like a band t-shirt on, the Hawaiian shirt, and his like
And his
battle
battle
jacket.
jacket.
Yeah, it's like, I'm roasting like, obviously.
Yeah, like in 3 layers on. So you got in.
well, we got in earlier, didn't we?
Yeah.
So we got in for Unpeople, didn't we?
Yeah.
We went straight into the tent, me, you, and Darren at the time, wasn't it? We
Yeah.
walked in and caught.
We didn't have
Unpeople.
much time to get there. It was we were sprinting to get to.
Yeah, we
Unpeople.
were, because we were really keen on seeing them. We missed.
I didn't want to miss them.
Well, we caught the end of the first song, which was Waste, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
And it was packed, wasn't it?
It
They were
was.
like for
I was so pleased for him.
yeah.
Yeah.
They looked absolutely buzzing, and they've shared all our stuff after as well.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
saying how good they were. Really good band. I can see them being at like a slam dunk or something next year as well.
They just sound huge. They sound
But they're one of
absolutely
them.
massive.
There's one of them bands that will fit in at so many festivals.
Yeah,
They'll
yeah.
do well at Kendall. They'll do well at
Yeah, they
Leeds.
will.
They'll do, and it's kind of so valuable for a band to have that sort of versatility in terms of the fan zones.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. But everyone was singing along.
Yeah.
From the front to back, everyone was singing away. And we were getting very giddy because our other group of mates, Macca and Liam and everyone who'd flown over, they were also arriving the same. day
Rob
as you.
always ends up as everyone.
Actually, yeah, it was literally just Macca, Liam and Rob.
I'm taking less time as Rob.
Yeah, Macca, Liam and everyone else, including Rob. They were flying in and meeting us. So we were stood at the back of the tent, buzzing, watching Unpeople, anxiously awaiting the lads turning up, trying to look out for them.
Yeah.
And that was quite a moment, and I was a bit emotional, really,
Yeah.
behind my sunglasses. So when the boys turned up and Unpeople were on at the same time,
Yeah, it was-
beer in my hand, I thought, yeah, that's it.
I
Yeah.
didn't realise they'd all got there on the...
Yeah, they
Yeah,
can only
they
arrive
did.
on the Friday.
Yeah,
I think they flew in the night before and all rendezvoused.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, yeah.
And then drove down. But yeah,
Yeah.
obviously they managed to get in with guest tickets with us. And yeah, then we went and got another beer.
We did.
And then we went to see Gore, who for me, one of my highlights of the weekend. I thought they were fantastic.
They were brilliant.
A massive voice on that Hayley.
She
What a cracking singer.
and another band that went down incredibly well. Packed out tent. The best bit about it was how much they were enjoying it on
Yeah.
stage. They said, I think that's the first gig out of.
Outside of North
Outside
America,
of
and the
America.
first ever festival
Yeah.
we've done.
What a way to go, eh?
Yeah, absolutely incredible. And they put a video up the other day saying, she was trying to stay in the zone and do it, but at the same time was absolutely buzzing.
You could see that with the bass player. I think he was on the left hand side.
Yeah.
And he was big grin on his face. They were.
Have they not been around that long then?
No.
Okay.
They've only got 5 or 6 songs.
Really?
They're only just kind of releasing stuff now. It's incredible. Imagine that your first gig outside of your home continent,
Yeah.
and you go and people are singing
People
your
singing.
songs.
Yeah.
And there were several bands like that, as we'll get on to
Yeah.
over the weekend's reviews. But yeah, one of my favourites, and I've got high hopes for Gore. I think they're going to be
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
really big, really talented bunch of musicians.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was kind of it's a funny day because it was non-stop, but we kind of started strong with bands, and then kind of didn't see many for a while. So we went and met. You went back to guest,
I went back to guest with the lads. Yeah.
and then I went and found you guys in there,
Yeah.
and you were at the back of Opus watching Dirty Honey.
yeah, just managed to catch a few of the songs like after the trek. So yeah,
Yeah.
I was glad to get there, to be honest.
I was a bit gutted to miss them, but
Yeah, they sounded really good.
yeah, so
Arguably the best sound on second or weekend.
Really?
Apart from maybe Municipal Waste, because it was patchy. But that, for other bands, but I thought Dirty Honey sounded great. You guys were all sipping rum still?
Yeah.
your bowl rum.
Your ball rum.
Yeah, it's a good opener.
And yeah, luckily we'd been given some extra guest area passes, so you managed to join us in guest and get a look round there. That was a bonus,
That
wasn't
was
it?
an absolute treat. Like, I think because it was so hot as well,
Yeah,
getting into that area and that bar and stuff,
Yeah,
and
in
all
the
the
shade.
chill out areas, and
yeah, it's pretty special,
it's
isn't
just yeah, that was sort of like a nice little treat.
it? Yeah,
I think there's always people on that go, oh, bloody hell, what a waste of money going for RIP and all that sort of stuff. But I mean, if you, depending on how many, like we said, we don't do loads of gigs in a year like someone who lived in a city would do.
yeah.
So we only maybe do like a good handful,
Yeah.
but we can save some money to do that.
Yeah.
And the fact that we then don't have to travel in and out of cities, it kind of it makes sense for a 4 or 5 night holiday. And that guest area, I think, is so
There's a
good.
few moments in there in the guest area, especially when you guys joined us.
Yeah,
Me and the lads were just chilling on the floor, having a real good catch up. 'Cause I haven't
Yeah.
seen them for a good 6 months. We were just sipping beers, playing. We play a game of fingers, we call it. It's like a drinking game. Just chilling out.
That sounds sinister.
Yeah, some
We'll do it
people
for the
call
thing.
it the fingering game. But
Yeah,
it's not,
you just put you all put a finger on top of your drink, and then you go 3, 2, 1, and try and guess how many.
guess how many
left.
fingers are left,
left
and
on.
then whoever's last then has to down whatever's
Either
left.
yeah,
So yeah, we were playing that, and then then you guys joined us, and then at that point it was like we were looking at each other, going, "We've
Oh,
done
yeah.
this. This has been absolutely
it
amazing.
was a perfect day.
All the people we love around us in an amazing place, surrounded by a lot of fucking rock stars as well, like
Yeah,
Sophie
yeah.
Lloyd and the band were all
Yeah.
walking around.
Yeah, we saw loads of different like content creators as well. We saw Jareth and Robin in there again.
Yeah.
Steve OG.
Oh yeah.
It was around a bit. We saw Yasmin from on Wednesdays where we
Yeah.
wear black.
I saw Dylan.
Yeah.
Who's in the distance chatting away.
Mosh Pit Mime.
Mosh Pit Mime around.
Yeah,
It's
that
crazy,
guy.
isn't it? What a community. But it's brilliant seeing everyone. I mean, the biggest thing, you look around and everyone's just got a big grin on the face.
Yeah. Well, this is another thing I said to you, Baines, about Download. You just kind of look around and you think, fucking hell, I'm with all my people here.
Yeah.
Like, fucking hell, there's Bainesy. I love that guy. And there's Johnny, and there's my dad, there's our Kate. And then there's another guy, like, just smiling away and, all right, boys. And I met that Neil Stone from Stone Dead Festival.
Yeah.
And had a good crack with him about Donington and what he was looking forward to. He's obviously runs Stone Dead Festival, which is a fantastic one-day event now, not too far from Download, to be honest. It's at Newark Showground.
Right.
And it's influenced by the original Monsters of Rock Day, where it's just one stage, like a killer lineup of bands.
Yeah.
It's not a massive festival in terms of capacity-wise. You can take your own beers in.
Yeah, that's cool.
You're allowed to take a 4-pack of beers in.
Loads of ballroom.
No, yeah,
Obviously.
but yeah, I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
You know, and they keep the beer prices pretty reasonable, and it just looks like a really good day. I'm looking forward to getting there.
What type of bands do you get playing there?
You'd be well into it.
Oh, right.
We've had like Saxon headlining. It's all like classic, like
Right.
Dirty Honey sort of rock
Yeah,
bands. This year's the Almighty. I think was Doro playing this year, or was that last year?
Don't know.
DAD. Just solid lineups of,
Sounds good.
yeah, bands that, and then come and put on a hell of a production like Saxon. Getting Saxon and KK's Priest last year, I thought was absolutely mad.
Yeah, that is incredible.
But yeah, he's a lovely guy.
I would
as
say
well.
he seemed like a really nice
Yeah.
guy. He was interviewed by the formal Download team as well
Yeah.
afterwards, if you saw that.
Yeah,
So
he was on
really
BBC
good.
News, wasn't he?
Absolutely brilliant.
He was at Back to the Beginning as well.
Oh, yeah.
They had Stone Dead like Villa shirts, didn't they?
Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, we just spent a bit of time in there catching up with everyone, didn't we?
Yeah,
Having a,
yeah, it was a
having
good,
a good
bit of
drink.
a reunion, wasn't it?
It was really nice. Got some nice pictures of us all in our Hawaiian shirts all together, and
Yeah,
yeah, it was an absolute riot in there, to be honest. A lot to take in. And so on the Thursday, we obviously had quite a few people come up to us after the pod to say that they'd been listening and
Yeah,
stuff,
we
which
did.
was overwhelming, which was amazing. And then we just kind of forgot that we were doing a podcast until on the Saturday, on the Friday, sorry, we were in the guest area.
Yeah.
We had another fair few people come over and tap us on the shoulder and say,
Yeah, so they enjoy
"Thanks,
listening.
We enjoy listening." And the boys were like, "Who was that?" Like, "Oh, it's
Yeah,
a really nice couple that listen.
Yeah, that
every week,
listen.
so
Yeah,
thanks so
'Cause
much."
You get like a handful of comments. You know, some people are listening, but then some people, you know, just come over and are just so nice.
Yeah, it was. So again, that was a bit of a.
Did you get any requests as well? Talk about this or that? Or like,
We do actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we do on the,
Um,
especially on the forums and stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And Papa Bear was saying you need to do like history episodes of the ones you've been to.
yeah.
We're looking
Yeah.
forward to seeing that, hearing that. So
Yeah, we'll definitely do that.
Yeah.
for sure. So yeah, that was cool having some nice interactions with people. Again, just really genuine, authentic
yeah, it's
chat,
nice.
which is great.
Yeah, I sort of said it to you, and I think it's the easiest place in the world to chat to people.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just it's just you've got a common theme, haven't you? So
I literally lost count of the amount of people you were talking to.
yeah, only bit me on the ass once that weekend. Yeah, with that fucking.
Oh yeah, we'll cover that.
We'll cover that on the Saturday night
Saturday
episode.
night episode.
But yeah, literally one bad experience over the weekend. But hey, can't complain. That's pretty
Yeah.
good ratio of
It
it.
is, mate.
When you think of like, it was literally hundreds of different people. I suppose not saying about the pod, but just generally
Yeah,
chit
general
chat
chat.
amongst like nice people. We did intend to get to Rise Against, and we had every intention to, but the beers and the chat were flowing.
Yeah,
I mean,
we've seen a few times as well.
It is, yeah, and we could see him and hear him.
Could see him and hear him from
a guest.
which was
So we got him
a
for
bit
that.
wanky, but is what it is.
Yeah, it was. We went in for the last couple of songs, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then we got in position for Jimmy Eat World, who, like I say, one of my all-time favourite bands.
Yeah,
Thought they were very good. Um,
perfect set of bands for us, like actually, wasn't it? That
Brilliant.
that day.
it worked out so well for that set of bands as well,
Yeah.
with the weather,
Yeah,
because I think a trio, Jimmy Eat World, Weezer, then Green Day, would have been quite different in the pissing down rain.
Yeah, I did wonder about that. Like, obviously, I've only done the day ticket and not done a full festival.
Yeah.
Like, it was perfect for us, wasn't it? Really.
yeah, just good vibes
Yeah.
from the time when you turned up. It was
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant. So seeing, because we're all different groups of mates, but we're all one big group as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From different. You met in school, and when we met in school, then we all met, and then it's just like
Yeah,
So Genji and Jimmy Eat World, a band that we've been see together, haven't we, a few times, and us all together in our Hawaiian shirts, having a pint
Yeah.
and singing along. Is
Well, you
great.
look round and like people that have interacted with each other less over the years than like
yeah.
have got their arms around each other singing a song and stuff like that. Yeah, so we kind of stayed put really for them and Weezer, didn't we? We're pretty much in the same area.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we kind of came and went to get some beers. I think we went back to guest after Weezer for a quick one, didn't we?
Yeah, we stood them before Green Day. Yeah.
But yeah, Jimmy Eat World I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
They're not the most grab you by the balls sort of band. I think that's the only thing I would say
Yeah,
about
yeah,
them.
yeah.
I think they work a lot better in like when we saw them at the Academy,
Right. Yeah.
where it's quite intense and it's right up in your face.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I really enjoyed it, to be honest. But
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't got anything else to compare it to.
I just mean
Yeah.
in terms of the atmosphere. I think it's the same with anyone, and it's the same if you see Maiden at Download compared to seeing them at the
Yeah.
Olympic Stadium. If
Yeah.
you're surrounded by just
Yeah.
their fans.
For me, they were perfect at that time.
I
Like,
agree.
it was
Yeah.
all proper going. And,
I
you know
agree,
what I
mate.
mean?
Definitely.
Yeah, it was a cracking set as well. What did they start with? I haven't even looked at the set again since.
No, I haven't. He's current China.
Yeah, I know they did Futures, didn't they? They did Get It Faster. I think they started with Pain. I think they did. I think they came out. I'm not a big fan of Criminal Energy, which is one that they played. I think that's kind of a bit of a throwaway song. But other than that, I think it was pretty much wall-to-wall hits.
Yeah. Pain.
Just Tonight,
Just Tonight.
which is that's one of Jane's favourites, actually.
Sweetness. Something Loud. My Best Theory. Get It Faster. Let It Happen. Futures. Criminal Energy. Big Casino.
Oh, that was
is
a great
fucking big song, innit?
Yeah.
All the way, the praise chorus, Bleed American, and in the middle, So they played all the bangers in there.
Yeah,
that's how many
14.
they've done. 14.
14 song set. That's
Not bad at all, that,
no,
is
I
it?
think you'd only get about 19, 20 on their own show, so
Yeah.
that's a pretty solid
Yeah.
set.
It's just nostalgia music, isn't it?
Yeah.
It just
it
looks
really is.
exactly the fucking same as well, doesn't
No,
he?
he does.
I'm sure he's
We're
got
all
the same
getting older
clothes
by
on.
the day, and he's just like, yeah.
He looks the
Like
same
a
as he did in
wax
2001.
work, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's an
How long
underrated
have they
singer.
been around for?
First album was in 1994. Yeah, Static
Wow.
Prevails.
Yeah.
That is insane.
So
Yeah.
like proper like classic Krang days then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had Static Prevails, and Clarity was 1996. Was it 98? Might be slightly out, but then Bleed American was 2001, and that's when, because they got dropped by the label after Clarity, which was probably one of the most like critically acclaimed albums of like emo albums of the time. Loads of bands cite it as like a big influence and whatnot, but then they got dropped for not selling enough. So they went on tour around the world, I think, and raised their own money to record
Yeah, okay.
Bleed American, which was then on the back of the middle, like a
Wow.
massive smash
Yeah,
hit.
yeah.
So
That's
Class.
the right thing to do then, wasn't it?
yeah,
Bloody hell.
and that's what the middle's actually about.
Right,
Just
okay.
take some time. You're in the middle of the ride, sort of
Ah,
thing.
right.
Everything will be fine. But then they obviously turned it to be like about a teenager at
Yeah,
school,
yeah,
sort of thing.
Bet that label's kicking himself.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder how many labels are like kicking
Oh,
themselves
there'll be-
over. There'll be loads,
Yeah,
won't
there'll
there?
be tons. But they're just business,
Yeah,
money making, aren't they?
that's it. But yeah, really enjoyed them.
Cool. Yeah, they were very good.
And we moved on to Weezer, didn't we? Who I was very excited about.
I was never seen them.
No.
I think you've seen them before.
I've never seen him, no. I think Vaca has.
Is he?
I
Yeah.
don't think he has, you know. I think he
Is he
was
not?
super. Like that was the one band he kept going on about.
Yeah, he's a
all
big
day.
fan, isn't he?
Cool.
Yeah, because we were winding him up in guest it, and I'll just miss a few songs. And it's like
They
he's ready to
started
go.
so strong as well.
Oh, actually, we must have gone back to guest because we did miss the first song.
Yeah,
No, we didn't miss it. We were walking to the stage as it was starting,
Okay.
and
I don't know whether
it was My Name Is Jonas,
Yeah.
and we were we'd come through past that fucking slingshot ride,
Yeah.
and we were walking around and we were watching My Name Is Jonas on the big screen.
Because they opened with a hash pipe.
Oh
and we
shit!
missed
Yeah,
it.
no, we didn't miss Hash Pipe.
yeah. Vac set off early with us, I think.
Yous must have gone
Yeah.
together. I was with Macca and the
Yeah,
lads.
I came with you.
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
did see
yeah.
Hash Pipe, but we were literally walking.
There was no way he was going to miss
Because
it.
we're like, oh, it should be all right. They won't play anything massive as the first song. Hash pipe and My Name Is Jonas. So as soon as we heard that and saw it on the screen, we absolutely legged it.
Yeah, because Liam's a big fan as well, isn't
He
he?
is, yeah. So we got
So we got the video of him absolutely going bananas.
So it's a band that we used to listen to when we were in school
Yeah.
quite a lot. We used to play covers of them in bands and stuff. And yeah, our mate Lex was a huge fan. So when they kicked off that download, it was brilliant. He was jumping around like a lunatic, just like having the time of his life.
Yeah, he was.
And then that was like really infectious for everybody else because then we all started doing
Yeah.
it, and it was great.
Is that when the high kicks were coming out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Knees up
I
by
mean,
his
Lex is
ears.
about 6'6" anyways. So.
But yeah, it was
Hash Pipe, My Name Is Jones.
kind of dipped a little in the middle for
Yeah,
me,
it
but
did.
maybe because I'm not like
I don't know.
a diehard or anything.
Island in the Sun. It's great. Pork and Beans.
Yeah,
Say It and So. Beverly Hills and Buddy Holly.
Yeah, which
It says Donington Park lyric change.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Living in Donington Park.
Yeah. They're just an unusual band, aren't they? They're just such geeks.
Yeah.
Like-
Everyone says it's like watching like your geography teacher
Yeah,
play a load of tracks, but so cool with it. They are
Yeah.
so cool.
yeah. I don't think it was, in terms of sub-headline sets, like the most exciting or the most excited I've seen the crowd.
Yeah, that is a fair point.
But in amongst our friends,
it didn't matter. We were
it
in
didn't
our own
matter.
bubble,
Yeah,
weren't
I turned around and Dexter absolutely singing, like
Yeah,
screaming
he
out
was.
Buddy Holly.
Yeah.
What a guy. So yeah, it was good. And then nip back for a quick. I don't know if we did nip back or did we just go to one of the bars?
Oh, we did go back because Fraz didn't get back in.
Oh,
the
yeah.
next area.
Yeah.
But I think that was like the point where he was like,
Oh, you sent him off, didn't you?
didn't send him off, but he was getting a bit, peak Fraz.
Yeah.
So he was.
He's like an over excited toddler, isn't he?
Yeah.
Or you just need to burn off some energy.
That was literally it, wasn't it? He went right to the front for Green Day, so we didn't see him for 2
That
hours.
was it. Yeah. Fair play to him. That's brilliant. Right
Yeah.
in amongst it.
He came back. He'd got photographs with loads of different people. He was
box.
sweating like fuck.
It's like you said, burnt all that energy off on him.
Yeah.
That last on his
Yeah,
shoulder
yeah.
and been in like. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he was all calm after that. But yeah, we
Making the old ballroom. That's why.
yeah. So he came back for the end of Green Day with us, didn't he?
No.
Or did he go off at the start of Green Day?
Yeah, he went in between Weezer and Green Day
Yeah,
to
then
get
we
in
didn't see him
position,
again.
and then
Yeah.
We just
So
didn't see him.
as we were watching after Weezer, he turns around and said, "Do you want some ballroom?" So obviously we'd said to him, sneak it in down your boxers. So he reaches back into his boxers and pulls out the rum. I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "It's ballroom." I said, "You don't have to keep it down all there all fucking day." Just
Stored it.
walking
Just when you
around
get
all day
through
with it.
security.
Yeah, walking around with it down his boxers all day.
Sweaty ball in
Oh,
fucking
God.
ballroom.
So yeah, he's that was the last we saw of him until after, wasn't it?
Yeah.
it's a bit of a low when he's just passing it around and everyone's accepting it as well.
Yeah. Oh God. So we went. Obviously started with American Idiot.
Yeah, we were just at the side. We
We had
to the right of
shit
the
sound,
stage.
didn't we? Then.
It was a bit like that all weekend. Try to find somewhere that was loud enough that you could really get into it. So we were all watching it. We were all pretty happy. So go on, let's find it a bit louder. And we went in front of the second
Tower
sort of
along.
towers.
Yeah.
And fucking that was fucking loud.
Well, I messaged. So I said, I can't fucking hack this. So I went around. I was like, it is so much better here.
Yeah.
Sent the 3 words, and everyone joined us, and that was loads better.
Yeah, yeah.
And one of the best headline sets I've ever seen at Download.
I was so excited for it. And again, I'd never seen them before. Listened to them for forever, really.
Yeah.
Real staples.
Just
Youth.
an absolute AAA gold standard headline band, isn't it?
It's difficult in it because that you put them up there as a headline, and that's what you've got to compare to.
Yeah,
for
especially
the
when-
rest. Was that your camera's gone off again?
Yeah. We'll put it on 4K again. No, it's doing that.
Oh, something's gone off.
Yeah, well.
You have to just put some footage of Green Day over this bit.
Yeah, that's it.
So yeah, we were all together, I think, and then I think we ended up splitting up.
Yeah, we tried to find Fraz at one
Did
point
you?
because we said we'd meet him, and he sent us a 3 words, and we went right in to the middle, but we didn't realise he was in like the mosh pit or whatever.
there's a
and he
big
was
barrier.
right in the thick of it. So yeah, I tell you what, the 3 words was like a bit of a revelation.
Oh man, it is insane, isn't it?
I couldn't believe how good it
Helped us
was
all
for
weekend.
yeah.
Do we want to have a quick break?
Yeah, have a
while
quick
we
break.
get this out, and then we'll talk about the full Green Day set. Then while we
Yeah.
sort this camera out.
Yeah, good idea.
All right.
This is the Lowdown Podcast.
All right, so
Okay,
the
we're
camera
back.
out, stuck it in a bag of ice.
Overheated.
That's my fault. I forgot last week that I overheated on 4K and left it on 4K, so
It's all good.
it is.
Got
amateur
3
hour again.
smoking hot gents in a in a shed. That's why. That's why it's overheating.
It's just us talking about them gold hot pants.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's all hot.
Yeah,
bothered.
so we got to Green Day, didn't we? And I think, apart from the set being amazing, which it was, I think it's given me my favourite memory of Download ever.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I don't think, even when I told people about it when I came home, and then it wasn't until I showed them the video, so everyone knows what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Here Comes the Rain Again, falling from the stars. And it rained immediately, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Literally as soon as he finished.
As soon
that
as, yeah,
sentence.
it was like, it was like it was part of the show.
Yeah. There's some great footage of it. People managed to capture it, which
Yeah.
is amazing. And you can almost hear people going, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then like it's like erupts round and then
So one of the videos, someone behind just goes, "Shut the fuck up."
even Billy Joel, when he sang it and then they looked up, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because he must have seen it coming from in front of all the lights and all
Yeah,
that. So,
but like
what a special
Eamon
moment.
said from Side Thoughts, it was exactly 20 years to the day that they released that song,
That is insane.
which is mental.
Yeah.
And then with the lyrics from then, the 20 years have come to pass and all that.
yeah, yeah.
it's it was bizarre.
Yeah,
It was
a bit freaky.
proper goosebumps moment that for me.
Yeah.
I thought I couldn't believe it, and it rained for 5 minutes and then stopped.
Yeah.
And it was, and it wasn't like, and we'll come to talk about this in years to come. It hadn't rained at all that day, so it
No, I
wasn't
don't think
like
it had, actually.
You know what I
No.
mean? Raining at Download, that's not surprising.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it
but-
was bone dry and red hot.
I
all
hadn't
over.
even threatened it either.
No.
It was
No. Because it was still red hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what a lovely moment. There's loads of pictures and video of us with their arms around each other, all soaking in our Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah,
Didn't matter. Shite did it.
No.
It was raining. It was absolutely amazing. I don't know whether we'd split up by then. I don't know whether you were a bit further to the side or they were all together, but
I think we ended up in like a long line, didn't
Yeah,
we? Like
yeah.
rather than in
all
a
25 of us.
yeah, right around. But it was
was
yeah
insane.
special,
Yeah.
and yeah, every time my dad kept turning around going, "What other songs have they got left?" And then they'd
Yeah.
play like when September ends, then they'd play When I Come Around, or
Yeah.
in whichever order. But
They're just season pros, aren't they?
there's-
They're all so tight. It looks effortless. No fucking about. Just
Yeah.
absolutely rock and roll. innit?
yeah, it was like when we had Green Fake on,
Yeah.
and they said they're just the ultimate showman
Yeah.
in that sense. Like
They really are.
it just looks so fun. I mean, they're getting on now a bit. Like they're not kids, they're not
No,
teenagers anymore, but they still play with that energy and that intensity. And I think he sings better than he's ever sang.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they've got even better at that. I think they finished the main set with Bobby Socks, which is off Saviours, which is a really cool song. I think he messed the lyrics up a bit, but
I was just saying to Johnny, I've been playing that with the kids quite a bit.
Bobby Socks.
Yeah, they absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I was saying I keep getting the words wrong and they know it.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
that-
just wall, isn't it?
you look at the set list: American Idiot, Holiday, Know Your Enemy, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, One Eyed Bastard, Revolution Radio, Longview, Welcome at Paradise, Hitch a Ride, JR, Brain Stew, St. Jimmy, Dilemma, 21 Guns, Minority, Basket Case, When I Come Around, September Ends,
that
Jesus
Dilemma
of
song.
Suburbia, Poppy Socks, and ending with Good Riddance. That's just fucking hit after hit after hit, isn't it?
Yeah, we were all a bit emotional for Time of Your Life.
Yeah.
That was... Yeah.
It says preceded by Billy Joe playing over fans chanting "You fat bastard."
I wonder... what is that about?
I don't know where it's come from.
I've not noticed that at Download before.
No, I haven't.
But there were several bands that were You
You're
Fat
shouting
Bastard.
at him.
Fat Frank. Fat Frank.
did he not say
Frank
he
Carter.
said-
Said
about-
to to Donald Trump.
Oh,
That's
did
what
he?
he said. I'm sure he said.
Yeah,
Spoke
there was a
about
few.
Donald Trump and a few bits like that, and then everyone started chanting "You fat bastard."
But
But
he-
they did it for Frank Carter.
For Frank Carter, and then he showed Fat Frank's on his phone,
that
didn't
was
he?
cool. That was cool.
Yeah, so
Well, I think of all the headliners we've seen, I might even put that as my number one.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely top 3. We'll do
We'll
our
have to do that, top
countdown
10.
at one point, but
But the way I'm feeling at the moment, probably just because of maybe that recency bias, yeah, they're for me.
Yeah.
at the top.
it helps the people you're with. It helped you guys being there for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we all went back to guest, didn't we? Eventually. That was a shit show, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Mental.
I just remembered that actually.
It's like a stampede or something to try to get through.
They sorted it the next day.
Did they?
They opened up two.
Yeah, they did
Oh,
two
okay.
lanes.
Two
I felt
lanes.
sorry for the security guards.
Oh man,
That's just absolutely pointless. Like,
they'd only open one of the doors, and everyone trying to get through.
it's one of the worst bits about RIP. You have to walk against the flow as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everyone turns around, comes away from the main stage towards the back,
Yeah.
and you're trying to go diagonally across
Yeah,
them. It's really hard work, and it was a nightmare last year when it was muddy on the Sunday.
Yeah, it
and we were
was.
trying to get across.
It was.
Is there normally that many people try to go?
Yeah,
Is it? Right, wow.
you.
It must be pretty big, them camps through there then.
Yeah, there's plenty. A good few thousand go through there.
Yeah.
But I think generally you get more sort of people going through in dribs and drabs. Like the Sleep Token one, we kind of went out a little bit before the end, so it wasn't as bad.
Yeah.
Korn was very busy, but
It was already fairly busy in guest
Guest.
whilst Sleep Talk come around, so we'll get onto that on the next
Yeah.
episode. But yeah, it was. So I can't remember what we really did then. So we went back to guest.
Just had some
had a
pints.
big party.
Yeah, just had a big party. You stopped for about 1 or 2, did you?
Yeah, I think so.
And then you had an interesting exit from the festival.
Worst decision we made at this point.
Oh
'Cause-
man, tell us about it because I can't remember what.
So obviously we could have stayed with yous and
Yeah.
we were just trying to get a taxi back, and we went to try and catch the last bus. When we got there, unfortunately someone had been involved in an accident, so don't know what happened to them. Obviously up there, all right and everything, but the queue for the bus was unbelievable. So it was just like funny though because of how ridiculous it was. So there was 20 parking bays that spanned the length of a few fields. And we walked for like 5 minutes past all this queue, like, oh, I wonder what these are queuing for. Got to the front, which was the one for Derby City Centre. And then I was like, where's the queue? And the one was like, yeah, that's it. It just went all the way back up and back down. I was like,
God.
what? So, yeah, no buses had left for like 4 hours.
Wow.
It's the weakness of Download is its location.
Yeah, it's difficult,
You're
isn't it?
pretty much surrounded by villages.
Yeah.
And I think 2 of the main roads got shut because of
right.
separate incidents. I was talking to the lass from Live Nation on Saturday with Ellie.
Yeah.
She said she'd been up till pretty much all night. They'd had to sort it out.
It's a shocker.
Yeah, she said it had been like a really, really tough night getting everyone home safe and sound. So,
Yeah.
but you managed it.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of comical because it's like one of them situations you're like, what do you do? And you're seeing all the other groups as well, and everyone's like hammered.
Yeah.
So eventually, like quarter of an hour, you're like, we need to leave.
Yeah.
Just walked like 45 minutes an hour to the nearest
Is that what you
village.
did?
Yeah.
Just to get
It was like you couldn't get out as well. It was like being trapped. Like, you know, when you're in IKEA and you just
Look at nightmare.
that sort of thing. It was, yeah. I
know.
don't think it would deter me though, because I mean, maybe if it was raining, it was a different situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd probably plan ahead though. I think on a day ticket for a
So what
taxi.
did you
or
do?
something.
Did you get a taxi from this?
Yeah, it was
You walked an
comical
hour and then
because
got a taxi.
like obviously the people that had been the taxi drivers had been stuck in it as well.
Yeah.
And they were just like pulling over next to the groups that had like got out, and they're like 120 quid, 150 quid, and then like as this traffic started to flow out, they were haggling themselves down.
Yeah,
So
okay.
eventually got like 40, 50 quid. We're like, yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's a shit. That,
let's
innit?
go. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, just get me home.
Yeah, at least it was between 3 years.
yeah,
But that's happened to us before when we went to see Whitesnake, didn't it?
yeah.
In Sheffield.
Yeah, that's a fucking ball ache.
Sheffield Arena is, I think, the hardest one to get
Yeah.
home from.
Yeah.
You just got no public transport to it or anything. Or,
No.
There's nothing around it really, is there?
Well, there's the Meadowhall shopping centre, isn't there?
yeah,
But the trams don't seem plentiful enough.
Don't think they run that late. either.
No, so we came out of Sabbath was the first one I went to, and we ended up going to a bar next door that sold blueberry beer, which was surprisingly nice. And that time we rang the taxi. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'll get you back to the Travel Lodge." We're like, "Oh, sound." He's like, "Which Travel Lodge is it?" Oh shit, we don't actually know.
Oh, no.
He goes, "Right, I'll just drive round." He said, "What's near it?" I said, "A petrol station." He said, "I know some petrol stations. I'll just drive round all the petrol stations." So we drove round for about an hour. He didn't charge us any extra. And he said, after a while he turned around and he goes, "I'm not from here. I'm actually from Nottingham. I don't really know where I am." And we were like, "Oh shit."
Great,
And it
nice
took us
one.
about 2 hours. We finally got home. But then when we went, didn't we? There was just,
yeah. I just remember walking the streets of Sheffield for ages.
they were like no taxis for
Yeah.
2-3 hours. So we're like, we're going to have to just walk.
It's the worry for most big gigs and festivals, isn't it? I mean, it was the same when we went to Lytham
Yeah.
Festival, just trying to get home.
Yeah.
It's-
And Maiden.
And Maiden. Yeah.
So does
It's
Download
hard
have
work.
like an issue with a single point that they can just, like is traffic in and out? Does it get stuck in like one road or something?
I
Is that the
think
issue?
that's the issue, yeah. And I think it's when it gets into the villagey sort of spots.
Yeah.
And yeah, if that transport hub gets blocked up, you're pretty knackered, aren't you? Like we did it in 2016, in and out of the transport hub. Getting home was an absolute breeze every night. They had an air-conditioned coach with Wi-Fi and
Oh, yeah.
USB charging and all that. Getting there in the day, they had a guy that was disrupting the festival every year. This is what I've heard. So, and
Yeah,
he was every year threatening to jump off a bridge on download weekend, and they'd end up having to close a bit of the road.
Yeah.
This is a foggy memory of a tale I've been told about fourth hand, so it might not be accurate, but I believe he got arrested in the end and charged.
Wow.
But yeah, on the 2016, it pissed it down on the Sunday, and we got to Sunday morning. Last day, we'll get there nice and early. We'll have a wander around the site, even though it was lashing it down, and we'll have plenty of time. We'll get there about 3 hours before hailstorm, and we sat on the motorway for like 3 hours. There was people bailing out of taxis, running with the suitcases to East Midlands Airport. We got there for the opening note of hailstorm as we were coming through the entrance gate. It was really bad. So yeah, it's not ideal.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, at least you made it back, mate.
Yeah, I don't think it'd deter me, to be honest.
Where did you meet Fraz then? Where did you see him?
we met him in
Oh,
Guest.
Oh, he was in Guest. He met us in Guest.
Well,
didn't you?
that was like the funny thing because he couldn't get in Guest, but obviously the stampede, he just
got
walked
ushered
into the
through.
middle. Yeah, so it was quite.
And then I think we had a good drink in Guest. We had a good DJ on. Was that
No, that was Saturday.
We did that on the Friday.
I did it
well,
Friday as well.
Because that was the night where they were saying they were running out of White Claw.
Was that not Saturday?
And Shuey had a full White Claw session. Oh, no, it might have been actually.
That was Saturday. One Friday, didn't we go back for the rum and beers? We sat and had a good few beers on the Friday night back at camp. I think that's probably the most beers we drank back at camp on the Saturday night. It was just like me, you, Dad, and Drew.
Was that
Sat
one?
underneath your gazebo.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
Thursday,
I thought that was the Thursday.
no, the Thursday night we just sat and had 2 rums.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I think.
I don't know. I think we had a big night on the Friday.
Oh yeah, we
because-
did. We
yeah,
definitely did.
In Guest because we had a good dance.
Yeah, we did, and it's because it's the first time we saw
Yeah,
the lads there.
because we said to the lads, "Oh, we usually have a big night on the Saturday." So,
But my
we were
legs,
raring to go.
my legs went. I was just like, I need to go and sit down at camp. Sat down, went and cracked a nice cold beer, and we sat and just
You'll have to look
chatted.
through your footage, mate, and put it over this commentary of what we actually did on
Yeah.
the Saturday night.
Yeah, wrong.
Yeah, big cross to it. Because it was the first time we'd all been in there and there'd been a DJ on, and I remember us all kind of going over the dance floor. And we did have a
Yeah,
good,
yeah, I do remember that.
Is that where you normally go then? In the Guest area?
Yeah,
it's just
Although I do want to spend a bit more time at Park Farm next year.
yeah, we didn't do anything. Well,
What's
apart
Part
from
5? Is that the one with the pub?
That's the pub in
Yeah.
the middle. Yeah, because we went there on the Sunday. We'll
Yeah.
cover that, and it. Yeah,
I think the
music was a bit
difference
more
was because the lads only had access to
Oh, of course,
press
yeah,
and
'cause
guests. They couldn't get in RIP. So if we wanted to party with them, we were doing it in guests. So
yeah, can't
that might have
complain.
been the reason.
And that's when Kate had to queue for about 45 minutes for a piss.
Yeah.
That was awful. Like as soon as you came through that mad stampede bit, it
Yeah.
was just straight into the toilet queue for the lasses. I felt so sorry for him.
Yeah.
And I also think it wasn't helped by the fact that the men's urinal sign was like on an A4 piece of paper.
Yeah.
So even like all the blokes were queuing for the
Totally.
same things because they didn't know it was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, not ideal. But yeah, I think we'll talk more about the Guest area on the Saturday episode. 'Cause I think we've probably got. So I had massive expectations of which bands to watch on the Friday, and I think I missed half of them because we were having such a good time with everybody.
Well, happens, mate, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it's part of the experience,
Part of
isn't
the
it?
experience.
We still saw some excellent bands,
We did.
and yeah, let's say I think we saw about 6 bands. Not bad at all. 1, 2, yeah, 6. Pretty good for a Friday because Friday's
at
obviously
all.
a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it, Baines?
Yeah, loved it. It was like coming away from it, I was like, I get it now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've absolutely battered Baines' head with talking about download for a lot of years.
I think it was one of them. I thought it can't be as good as he keeps going on about.
Yeah.
And then I come away. I was like, I really want to go next year. Like, I don't know. I had a
You
bit
said I
of fun.
undersold it.
Yeah, I actually think you did, but I don't know. Maybe I'm like, obviously the weather, that everything was just perfect,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
There was something special about this year.
Yeah,
I think us getting into the Guest area and stuff as well also helped the
Yeah.
overall experience of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But,
I mean, general camping's great as well. We have some fantastic
Oh, yeah.
times in general camping. The atmosphere is slightly better in general camping.
Yeah.
There's just more walking,
Yeah.
but we'll do it again
Oh,
at
yeah.
some point.
We will when we're skin.
is the
when we finally actually don't get tickets.
Yeah.
So in the general camping area, then is there like because there's a bar in
Oh, there's shitloads of bars.
Oh,
That's where
okay.
District X
Right,
is.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that big tarmac bit where we're sat on that's
yeah.
all that's all
part of general
general
camping.
So that must be pretty lively for like the after parties.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's
Huge tents and
Right.
big raves and parties.
DJs
and
on till 3 a.m.
Right.
That's where
Right.
the core after party is
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
You're not tempted to head there.
yeah. We
We
do.
do now,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
We try and spread it out over the weekend. So
Yeah.
District X we usually do on the Thursday night.
Right.
So that's what we did after.
Yeah.
That's where the Venga Boys were on and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's where all that was on. So we did the big night in there on the Thursday. We usually have one night in Park Farm, one night
Yeah.
in Guest.
Yeah.
Then the Sunday we usually have a bit more of a chilled one.
Is this like a thing now for the Thursday night? Where they get a band like the Venga Boys or something?
Yeah,
Well, maybe it wasn't last year. It was Halocene last year, wasn't it?
yeah. I think there's a call for Scooter next
Too
year.
happy. I think they'll tone it down if
Too
anything.
far.
I
Not
mean,
too far. I just think it's getting too big. I
Yeah.
think Scooter as well would just the crowd would be enormous
back it out, wouldn't it?
Right.
because it was dangerous for Venga Boys. It was dangerous getting around the village. I thought
It was
quite
very
uncomfortable.
busy.
Really?
Oh yeah, you were just
Just-
kind of
just
like
rammed?
just packed. Try to walk anywhere was a nightmare. You couldn't get a beer anywhere.
Yeah, it's not usually like that, is it?
No. Yeah,
So
so we
yeah,
went to the den, which is usually fairly not quiet, but quieter.
That's still
And that was
packed.
rammed. Yeah.
Still very packed.
So yeah, we'll.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, mate.
Yeah.
And the best
Yeah.
thing is when we talk about it now with yous,
Yeah, totally get it.
you know exactly
Yeah.
where
Totally get
we're
it.
talking about, and
yeah.
which
Yeah.
is great. So just carry on listening along, mate, and you'll be joining us
Yeah.
next
Join us
year.
next year.
Yeah. I'm glad you persisted with your persuasion.
I can't believe I was still like a couple of weeks ago. I was thinking, and not only that, but Bainsy signed up to a sponsored swim on the
Yeah.
Sunday. So
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, to be honest.
no,
That sounds like he's just done a few laps of Barrow swimming baths. But
Oh,
it was
yeah.
more than that.
Yeah.
What was it?
Oh, just
Great North.
yeah, it was a great North swim. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I was a bit worried about that and the hangover and stuff, and I was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you did well.
I struggled to get out of my bed on the Sunday. Never mind.
I don't know how you do it though. Like, so is it 4 nights you normally do?
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that must be some drive back.
Yeah. Not too bad, is it?
I think.
I was saying I had sunstroke on the way back.
Oh yeah,
did
you
you?
were pretty
Yeah,
rough.
this time
weren't you?
round. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was all right for about half of it, and then I thought, oh no, I don't feel great.
Yeah, you looked a bit grey. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that all weekend though, wasn't it? Like 20 somewhere.
got hotter on the Sunday,
Yeah,
didn't
it
it?
did.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Sunday was intense.
And
So have they added more shade? Did you say?
Yeah,
or
there's
something?
loads more
Yeah.
shade in the arena.
yeah, took
Yeah,
loads better.
we'll do that on the next one as well because we haven't actually
Yeah, it's good.
touched on.
Well, I
the
think
thing.
we're going to do a breakdown of each of the days.
Oh
What
yeah,
we do,
yeah.
and then we'll probably get the girls back in.
Yeah, get Kate and Rosie.
Kate back in, and we'll do a bit of a all-up review.
of the festival as a whole,
the-
facilities,
the pros and the
bars.
cons.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's the plan. But thanks so much for joining us, mate.
yeah, appreciate it a lot, Burns.
Um,
Podcast debut.
There we go, mate. It's not as bad as what you thought. Literally just us talking shite.
Yeah. No, thanks a lot, everybody. Next week we are going to focus on Back to the Beginning review once we finally, break it down in our own head and remember what happened. Yeah, I'm going to talk to Stu. And again, thanks, Stu, for agreeing to join us. We're looking forward to talking to you. And
Yeah.
we will see you guys next week.
Next week. Nice one.
Cheers.
This is the Lowdown Podcast. This is the Lowdown Podcast.